Oh, good morning, everybody, and welcome to ITHive.org's Saturday morning tech show, once again at 10 o'clock Eastern, like we do every week. This is episode 74 for March 2nd, 2018. And wanted to talk today about managed service providers. Now, for those that don't know, and maybe this is your first video watching, that's what we are. Managed service provider. So I want to talk about a little bit about that and also introduce a new service that we rolled out to customers this week, and the benefits of that, and hopefully see more of what will come with that as well, right, and where we're going. So and before I get into details, as always with these calls, if you're watching live, one of the purposes of these were to always give people access to ask questions. If you got a tech question or a problem, and I can answer it here live on the show, more than happy to do that. If you have a comment or something to say about what we're currently talking about, post it. Right? And I'll try and address it. The things I can address, I'll address in this show. Maybe your comments or concerns or questions or whatnot might be the catalyst to create another show, right? Or another subject. So anyway, without further ado, managed service providers. So this is what we do, okay? So the big thing in tech support, managed service providers, what we are after is providing solutions to customers that can be managed. Okay, so that means, what does that mean, managed? Well, that means that through the wonderful world of the internet, we know what the health status of technology. We know if there's a problem, and we know if something is going wrong, or something is broken, or something is not working right. We'll know that, right? And why is that important? Well, I've often talked about it on this show. Knowing that there's an issue early always will save you money. And if you're running a business, taking care of little technical problems as they're occurring, right, is really the best practice, right? Waiting and delaying and postponing, you're just rolling the dice, and you're opening yourself up to expensive fixes and frustration, loss of customers, loss of money, all that stuff, right? So really, technology has to be dealt with in real time. That's why there's such a benefit of managed service provider. So sorry, my hand's getting sore. So anyway, that's it, right? The other aspect with this too is that if there is an issue or a problem, right, through the same setup, right, we can also fix or remediate or make changes to the settings to fix things, and we can all do that remotely, securely, right? And all that stuff. So how is this all done, right? And how do us individual managed service providers or smaller IT companies that provide managed services, how do we do it? Well, we do it through partner relationships, right? And ITHive.org has a relationship with a company called Dado. And Dado is a managed service provider. They provide that service to tech companies like mine, and we use their service as a means to help manage our clients, right? So the relationship is such that I service clients and I am a client to Dado, right? And I've said this often on my show, is that the company that I use to provide my managed services platform, right, has to provide me with outstanding service. If that is not there, right, I can't provide that service to my customers, right? And that's very, very important to me. So the companies that we've always gone with have been international in nature, large, not small entities, and always a paid service. Because as I've mentioned in this show many, many times, in the tech world, if you are getting service for free, you are paying in some way that you might not like, right? And there's also no accountability, right? So I'm never, ever going to have anything in my shop supporting my business and my clients that's free. Never. Never going to happen. Because I need accountability all the way through. I need accountability from my provider, right? And I provide accountability to my customers because of that, right? Very important to us. So, that all being said, you have a little bit of an outline of managed service providers, and so those of you who are customers understand that. Those of you who are not customers, just some quick examples. So your antivirus software, I know if it's working or not working. Your backup, I know if it's working or not working. Your computers, the hardware, if there's issues or problems, those are brought to light. Okay? And I have to preference this, right? Because it's all technology, not a magic bullet, right? But I do educate my customers that if, because they use their computer every day, and whether you're a receptionist or a CEO, right? If your computer is not working the way that it always works, right? And you restart it and it's still a problem, you need to reach out for help, okay? By the same nature. And that is a big education message that I give all my clients all the time. But the nice thing is that when you do reach out for help, right, I can rule out a lot of things as being the cause, because I can see what's working and what's not working. And that helps us get to the root of the problem, which very often in this industry is really, really tough to solve, you know. The tech companies that fly in on emergencies and fix things, yeah, I used to be one of those guys. It's such a hard job to do because you go in with no history, no understanding of what's happened in the past, and you're trying to solve problems. Such a challenge. You know, you find a needle in the haystack, and there's so many variables, so many things that could have gone wrong. It's going to take a lot of time to track and figure that stuff out, right? It's just the way it is. So, managed service providers. ITHive.org, that's what we do. So, on to the other news of this week. Now when there's new features rolled out, so my partner company, Dado, rolled out a new feature to help keep third-party applications up to date. So the common ones, you know, like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Acrobat Reader, Acrobat Flash, which, you know, I got mixed opinions on having on your computer, WinZip, there's a whole bunch of others, the backup software that we use for our clients, all those are like called third-party applications. Now, what happens a lot of the times is that, you know, you get that notice that this needs to be updated, right? And, you know, you're busy because you start up your computer and you want to get to do the work that you need to do, right? And you just ignore that notice. I've done it before too, right? And then that software package gets, you know, not updated, right? Java is another example, right? Well, what we rolled out this week, and Dado's had this ability available for about a month and a half. I don't implement anything with my clients. I always wait for a kind of a settling down period just in case there's things that don't work right. So I rolled this out to my clients, and now every single one of my clients will have all these third-party applications kept up to date. Okay, and it's one of the things I'll review monthly with them. It's one of the things I'll get alerts on if it's not working, and it's one of those things, if there's a problem, we can address it early before it's an issue. So that's a big improvement. Now, as with any other service, right, this is very important to mention, we can customize what we do with any client based on what their needs are, right? So if a client wants to, hold off on updates or so, I don't recommend it, and there have to be good reason for that, business reason or whatever. We can do that, right? We can let the updates be more manual, right? Or schedule them on a scheduled basis, or whatever the case may be. But the nice thing with this approach of what Dado has done is they actually vet these updates from Adobe and Java and Oracle, which is Java, and the other players. They vet them first, test them out and stuff before they release them out to us. So it's actually better this process than what happens for typically most customers, because if there is an issue, there's likely to be caught before it goes out. Right? So, all very good. I'm pretty excited about it. I've checked this now for several clients. It's working really good. It works on a level of compliance. So if you, in your business, if you want all your computers to be compliant at a certain level, or make sure that a certain application is kept up to date, that's what we would do, right? And report on that. If that's important, which it should be, because I guess when it comes to software updates, right? Most of the time, not always, but most of the time, software updates have to do with improving security. Sometimes it has to do with adding features and whatnot, but security is always in there, right? And if you don't update your software, right, even adding new features and stuff like that, you're not going to get the new secured versions, and you're going to be left vulnerable to the hacker, right? And that's what we don't want, right? We want to keep the hackers at bay. And I'm sorry, best practice, keep your software up to date. It's just the way it goes, right? That's the nature of the beast. If your device is connected to the internet, you keep it up to date and you keep it secure, right? That's the only way to go. So that's my whole talk on managed service providers, what we do, how we do it, why we do it, and also that nice little added feature, right? So if you're sitting on the fence and thinking about becoming a customer, ITHive.org, well, give us a call, right? Check it out. I'll sit down and talk with you about the things we can and cannot do, personalized for your business, free of charge. Just give us a shout. I'll gladly sit down and have a coffee with you, or if you're not locally close to me, we can sit and have a coffee over Skype or whatever video chat platform you would like, and discuss that, right? We do remote support, and we help you navigate the pitfalls of technology. ITHive.org. So, sign up. Don't wait. Okay, see you. Have a good weekend, everybody, and we'll talk to you all next Saturday.